Welcome, everybody, here from Mission Bay High School for another edition of San Diego Internacional. My name's Alejandro El Chiva Villaseñor, and I will be your lead commentator for today's game. This is UPSL SoCal South Premier Division action between San Diego Internacional and new incomers to the league, Fullerton Disciples. Sorry, Hector, who's here to listen to some Tony Sanchez, but you will settle for El Chiva. I know Tony is the favorite, and you have to listen to me now for the next 90 minutes, so I apologize for that. So San Diego Internacional, we have the starting 11 for them, and we're going to be having on goal Aiden, who was the backup goalkeeper in previous games. At the left back position, we're going to have Jacob Fuson, who normally plays on the right. Center back pairing, James Hone, and then Edwin. At the right back, we're going to have Emmett. Center defensive mid, we have Spencer Palmer, Sandro, and Tegan alongside Palmer in the center mid. Luke the Juke Rayleigh with the captain armband at the left wing. Spencer Hoyle up top, and Ethan Franco at the right wing. Our sub players, we have Laszlo, James, Justin Carrion, Sage, AJ, Chris Borden, and Brent Zuniga. El Capi Brent, not starting today. He has a lower leg injury, but we're not SDFC, so we will actually say that it is a hamstring injury. Don't mind the camera that's in the middle of the field blocking everything. We tried to see if they could move it. They refused. Just kidding. I didn't ask anything. But again, this is San Diego Internacional getting close to playoffs time here in the UPSL SoCal South Premier Division and in UPSL in general. San Diego Internacional got a big win last week against City SC San Diego, beating them on the road 5-1. This is the first time they're going to play Fullerton. Fullerton is a newcomer. They've only had one win against San Marcos. Right now at the table, Inter is in third place with 2 games in hand, City SC San Diego. With this win, San Diego Inter can jump all the way to first place, depending on the score for Nomads. We are getting ready for the referee to start the whistle, and the game begins. San Diego Internacional on the right, going left to right on your screen. Fullerton Disciples with the horizontal stripes, green and black and white, going right to left. This is Edwin. Nomads is up 1-0 in the 90th versus Irvine. That means Nomads will probably retain the number 1 spot for another week. Inter does have a game in hand against them, and they will be playing against them the last game of the regular season. This is James here, touching it in the middle, over to Emmett. This ball goes over on the left-hand side to Jacob, who cannot get there. We have the ball right here. Emmett with the ball in the middle to Sandro, the Frenchman. Sandro takes a shot, deflected, and it's going to be, not deflected, it's going to be a goal kick. We have the goal kick here. Lands into the feet of Spencer Palmer. It was very nicely, always composed in the center defensive mid position. Wearing number 10 today. This is Aiden. He passes it over on the left-hand side to James. And that's going to be a throw-in for Inter, Jacob Fuson, who was the man of the match last week. This is Luke Rayleigh. Again, interesting seeing Luke with the captain armband. Has been in this team for a while. That was Tegan there with the ball. Over to Emmett. Emmett to Edwin now. Edwin in the middle with Spencer Palmer. Palmer to Hoyle. Spencer to Spencer action here. Now it's Emmett. Sends Ethan over on the right-hand side. That's going to be a little too much. Le echó mucho el salsa, se le acabó la cancha. Ball over on the left-hand side for the visitors. And really trying to build something. They're technically not out of playoffs. Inter plays it quickly. This is James the Frenchman. 2 Frenchmen down in the team. Cleared away. The ball lands for Luke. Luke takes a shot over the bar. And that is the first shot attempt. That's a little dangerous for San Diego Inter. It's going to be another goal kick. We see the goalkeeper going to try to get a ball. Se viene el portero. Saque de meta. And Fullerton with not a lot of options off the bench compared to a full bench for Inter. Very interesting to see newcomers Laszlo and James Corsetta, both 17 years old, could potentially make their San Diego Internacional debut today. James here clearing it out. Luke Rayleigh gets there. Now it's Sandro. Sandro sends Emmett and the race is on. Emmett on the right-hand side. Tries to look for Luke Rayleigh. The ball doesn't get there. The center back gets in the way. It is a good breakout here for Fullerton. Bit of a drive for them to get down here. Ethan trying to get there. It's a foot on there, but the defender gets there first. And this is Spencer Hoyle. Ethan steals it. And possession still with Fullerton. That's going to be a foul on Teagan. Gets the fast pass, and the ball lands for Fullerton, and it's cleared away by James. Now it's Jacob, and Sandro gets the ball in the midfield. So it's it over to Emmett on the right-hand side. Now it's Edwin. Now to Palmer. Palmer with space gives it to Edwin. And Sandro can turn here. Has Luke over on the left. Goes the right side with Spencer. This is Hoyle. This guy has magic on his feet. Pass it over to Teagan. Back to Sandro. Sandro, great ball here for Jacob. Jacob cuts in. Sends the pass. This is Luke. Bad touch, and the defense gets there first and clears it out, plays it safe, and says, nope, nope, I don't want any trouble right now. Again, my name is Alejandro Chile Villaseñor with your San Diego Futbol team, where we cover everything soccer in San Diego from UPSL to professional with San Diego FC and San Diego Wave. San Diego FC could not hold on to another result yesterday, getting a late goal and then dropping the points in the last second. True San Diego fashion. Inter trying to start hot this game. But we've seen them when they get in a rhythm, that's when they get dangerous and they get the confidence. But mistakes can cost them. Palmer here. Spencer has space. Spencer sends it to Jacob over on the left-hand side. Jacob cuts in. Jacob takes a shot, deflected, and it's going to be a corner kick. Yep, corner kick indeed for San Diego Internacional. This is going to be Sandro, the Frenchman, taking the corner kick over from the left-hand side of the field. We have Luke, Rayleigh, Spencer, James going in there in the box. Also Palmer, very tall player. Here comes a cross from Sandro into the first post. Tiro! Good header from Spencer Hoyle that goes over the bar. And it's the first real knock on the door for San Diego Inter, who's trying to get an early lead. Se viene el portero, saque. And it's going to be San Diego Internacional getting the steal here. Edwin passes it back. This is Edwin now to Aiden. Aiden's doesn't clear it out. Tries to place it to Emmett, who can't get there. And now Fullerton get the ball in the dangerous area. Fullerton Player overlaps, plays it in the middle. Looking over on the left-hand side, gets the cross in. It's going to be won by Fullerton. People asking for a handball. Sandro gets there. And now Spencer Hoyle dropping back and taking the ball. And Inter trying to play the fast break here. Sandro here over to Jacob. Jacob has the wheels. He can cut in. Has Luke open. Luke with space. Luke over to Jacob on the left-hand side. Jacob calms it back. This is Tegan. Palmer now to Emmett over on the right-hand side. Great tackle here, and Fullerton gets to the ball first. And great move here over from the left back. And a great through ball here and a great chance for Fullerton. James on the one-on-one. This is a chance for Fullerton. Takes the shot. Tiro, que golazo! Goal! And Fullerton takes the lead. Great build-up play, great interception. And James couldn't close in on the one-on-one there. And it's a great low-driven shot to the right-hand side. And Fullerton up 1-0 now. Ground to make up for Inter. And a bit of unfamiliar territory, at least here at home. We see Inter starting off hot or taking a lead. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond to this. There has been a lot of rotations into the starting lineup today, but head coach Paul Palatak has a lot of options as well. Great 1-2 here. Sandro with Hoyle. This is Ethan. Franco to Emmett. Sandro plays it to Luke. Luke tries to one-touch it and is intercepted by Fullerton. And Fullerton again trying to build off this momentum and try to get another one. The confidence is high right now for Fullerton Disciples. Throwing for the visitors. Fullerton playing with a little bit of fire here, playing out the back. We get the clearance now. La penada, and that's going to be Edwin getting there first. Sandro now. This is going to be Emmett. Plays it back, wins the throw-in. Great move here from the captain, Luke Rayleigh. And the throw-in rolls back out of bounds. It has been windy here in San Diego today. It's very cloudy. Maybe it rains. Hopefully it doesn't. But it has been extremely windy today. Throw in here from the visitors. Fullerton, sorry. Interesting name as well, Disciples. Los discípulos de Fullerton. Throw in here. Grade 1-2. And it's going to be James clearing that out. And again, we're talking about Brent Zuniga not being in the starting lineup. He didn't play last week as well. He is dealing with a bit of an injury. Not 100%. Head coach Papalatok wants to save him for playoffs because he is such a critical part of that back line. Great move here. Overlap from Jacob. Jacob passes it over. It's going to be a shot deflected into a corner kick. And another chance here for Inter to level the game. It's always interesting to see teams that don't have a lot of depth on their bench options to see how they survive the second half. They have a goalkeeper and they have another field player available. You would think the goalkeeper maybe will play a different position if he has to come on. Sandro, the Frenchman here. A lot of options in the box. James, Hoyle, Palmer. Sandro gets the cross in. And it's going to be a golazo! Goal! Inter penal. And who is it? It's Mr. Palmer, number 10, assisted by the Frenchman Sandro. Inter levels the match now 1-1. And we were calling it Palmer has the height. 1-1, Inter Fullerton. And we'll see if the visitors can still build off the momentum from their first goal of the match. Get the long ball here. This is going to be James. Good communication there. Aiden getting there and passing it. Now it's Sandro. Sandro has time to turn and turn. Edwin to Aiden. And that was a great cross from the Frenchman Sandro over to Spencer Palmer. And you could tell they practiced that during the week. Emmett here now on the right-hand side, trying to get the ball rolling to get the second one. Tegan here sends the long ball over to Spencer Hoyle, who reads it well, and the ball lands to him. And somehow, I don't know how he does it, but Spencer Hoyle has like a magnet on his feet and always knows where to be for the ball. And a lot of these players tend to have that. Jacob to James. This is Palmer. Bad touch here. Palmer didn't expect that. An opportunity for Fullerton to get the counterattack. Edwin gets there first, clears it out. Oh, and there's a slap there. That's going to be a yellow card. And I think he was just trying to overlap him, but manages to get a slap and sounds pretty loud. And we get some crowd reactions here because you could hear the clap on the back. By the way, this is a capacity crowd. Not a single person fits in the bleachers. That's usually the amount of people that San Diego Internacional fill in. That's going to be a throw in here now for Fullerton. Emmett picks up the ball, and it's going to be a throw-in for Fullerton. And you hear Coach Papaltok kind of chuckling a little bit, saying, ho, what was that? Okay, I guess it's going to be a foul, maybe a handball. Picked it up before he went out. Doesn't matter. The referee called it, and now it's a set-piece opportunity for Fullerton and a dangerous opportunity to take the lead. Let's see if they can take advantage of this. Cleared away from Inter. Not gonna lie, I'm not a hater of uniforms, but wait a second. Luke Rayleigh here trying to touch it, and it's Luke again with the ball, and this could be an important play for Inter. Luke sends the ball through, but the center back gets in the way. Very good interception there. I'm not a fan of the white numbers when you have some white on your jersey as well. It makes it a little hard to read, but that's okay. Sandro here to James. Frenchman to Frenchman. Intercepted here by Fullerton, and they want to catch Inter on another mistake. Tegan gets the ball back to Aiden to play it safe. Fuson now with the ball. Finds Luke the Juke. And sends it back to Palmer. Not Palmer, that is Hoyle. And I will say this about Spencer Hoyle. He moves around a lot. And that's part of the freedom that the head coach Papalta gives him, where he can really move around where he sees fit. Sometimes it works. Sometimes he needs to be in a certain place. But it works. This is Spencer Hoyle now with the ball. Gets another touch. Tegan over on the left-hand side. Sandro trying to switch the game. Cuts back. Plays it to Fuson. Fuson looking for Hoyle. Finds him. Back to Fuson. This is Luke. Great back heel. Now it's Tegan and cleared away by Fullerton. I'm really glad some people have not commented anything about me Super Chivas. Falling short in the semifinals in the Liga MX yesterday. I already cried about it. I am okay. It's okay. We played without starters. That's fine. If you mention it in the comments, you will be banned from our channel. JK. Great pass here from Fullerton, but it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Inter. We're approaching 20 minutes. We're at 18 minutes into the first half. We're going to throw into Palmer. Again, this is an Inter team that has potential to be champions. They won the championship. They want to play the national playoff tournament and could go far this year. Yeah, Palmer. Spencer Hoyle. Sandro with space. Sandro drives in. Sandro almost goes through. And is Luke really fighting for it. And Fullerton manages to clear it out. Emmett gets there first. That's going to be a foul on Emmett. You hear head coach Bob Politok yelling at Sandro saying, do something. And looks and says, what do you mean? A little confused. Took a little longer than it should have for a standard foul in the back, but here we are now. Ball's back rolling. Fullerton, that's going to be a foul raised by the sideline referee. Could have maybe had advantage played, but Fullerton wants to play the long ball. Plays it over on the left-hand side. Great touch for number 15. Has been one of the best players so far in this game. Managed to drive the ball up for the Fullerton's first goal. The Duke Rayleigh passes it back. This is Ethan. Correction, that was Tegan. The ball goes now to Ethan Franco, who gets there first, has his back faced away from the goal, turns, gets it to Hoyle. Spencer Hoyle. Spencer Hoyle gets a shot deflected by the center back. Now he's going to play it back over to Mr. Edwin. Emmett to Sandro. Sandro turns. Juked me out. I thought he was going to keep playing forward. Pass it over to Palmer, who's now James. Driving the ball forward. Forcing its way up. Now Hoyle to Palmer. Does your car check engine light turned on like mine did? Don't worry. Check out PB European and Imports, where Coach Alex will take care of you at the best deal possible. We have Fuson over here on the left-hand side. Gets the cross in. Goes over. The referee said, nope. That went out. It's going to be a goal kick. Like I was saying, if your check engine light in your vehicle is on like mine, check out PB European and Imports, and they will take care of you at the best deal in town. As for Coach Alex, tell him that Chiva sent you from the San Diego Futbol team, and he'll take care of you. I'm not promising a discount, but maybe he hooks it up a little bit. Goalkeeper clears it out. And not a lot of action. It's a lot of kind of back and forth. Not a lot of shots happening. I can't imagine head coach for Inter, Matty Papaltok, being too happy with what he's seeing from his team. He is rotating the squad a bit, but again, it doesn't seem like there's a little bit of structure missing. Le falta un poco de acción a este partido. Great ball here, but into the hands of the goalkeeper. Looked like it could have been offsides. We'll never know now. Edwin from the 10-yard line. Pass it over to Palmer. Palmer with the pressure. Sandro takes it away. Very smart play to send it over to James on the left-hand side. James to Aiden. In the middle to Palmer, el autor del primer gol de Inter. Primero y único gol. Emmett. Sandro. Fuson's making the run on the left-hand side. Ball doesn't get there yet. Tegan trying to force the ball through. It doesn't quite work out, and a chance for Fullerton, but Edwin gets there first, and Sandro gets a touch. But again, Fullerton very relentlessly getting the ball back. Where they're having a hard time is this last kind of drive in the attacking end where they're just giving the ball away. Managing to get the ball in the midfield, intercepted very well, but then they're kind of forcing it a little bit. This is what Fullerton needs. Just move the ball around, play your game. Great touch here on the left-hand side. Ethan Franco gets there. And Emmett now with the ball. It was a 1-2 opportunity here. Gives the ball to Luke. Luke cuts in. Fuson on the left-hand side asking for it. Now Spencer Hoyle over on the right-hand side. That's a mistake on Inter. And an opportunity for Fullerton. Cuts in, takes the shot. Tiro! Papá, la que te acabas de perder. That was the chance to take the lead. Y la que se acaba de perder. That one might keep him up at night, ladies and gentlemen. And it's a nomination for Gaff of the Week over on our podcast, Two Walls and a Mic. Check us out live on Mondays night at 8 p.m. covering everything soccer in San Diego. Doing it for 300 and something episodes in a row. On the way to the World Cup this summer. But Inter definitely took a deep breath right there and a sigh of relief. Edwin with the long ball looking for Luke Rayleigh. Luke Rayleigh gets there, but the center back says, no, I'm a wall too, my boy. I got this. Pass it back to the goalkeeper. That's very dangerous to do, but gets away with it. And again, Fullerton coming out cleanly. And it's on the final third where they really have to polish things up a little bit. Pass over here to number 15 on the left-hand side. In the middle, you can turn. Yeah, ball goes through. Here comes the long ball, and it goes through. And a chance for Fullerton again. This is Edwin on the one-on-one. Correction, this is Emmett. Gets the cross into the hands of the goalkeeper, Aiden. Very well positioned. And Maddie's saying, play it over to Luke on the left-hand side. He's wide open. We know he can create some magic. Palmer, first touch to Aiden. Chips it over to Spencer Hoyle. Spencer Hoyle makes a move. Cuts back, takes on one, takes on two, takes on three. And creates space over here on the right-hand side for Emmett. Emmett has the line driven, passes it over to Sandro. Sandro with the little chip pass over to Ethan. Ethan gets the pass. Tito deflected by the center back. Sandro gets the ball, kick over the bar, and it's going to be a goal kick. But there's a great build-up from Inter. It started with Spencer Hoyle in the midfield. And we have a player injured for Fullerton. Looks like a bit of a cramp maybe. He pulled hammy. We'll see if the player can continue. It's important to stretch, ladies and gentlemen, before you commit to running quite a bit. Looks like it's a bit of a cramp. Again, important to stretch, but it looks like he won't be able to keep going. It looks like we're going to have a substitution for Fullerton. We're going to have an early substitution due to an injury, and that's really not what you want to have to do when you only have a field player available off the bench. We have a couple of rotations now, a player switching over to the left-hand side, and the player that comes in stays up top. And player safety is the number one thing at all times, and making sure that every player is okay. The physiotherapist should be here at 6:30, so he can definitely check him out and help him out. Great chip over, but Jacob Poussin intercepts that very well. Sandro now in tight space, gets it over to Spencer Hoyle. Spencer Hoyle trying to work some magic, doesn't work. Palmer here, and now it's Spencer again. Teagan. Jacob gets the cross in. Defender gets a foot on it. And the ball is still landing. Who has the ball? This is Luke Rayleigh. Luke Rayleigh turns, takes a shot. Goalkeeper save. Pita pita el Inter. Yep, we're back with some Inter action at home. Saca el portero and over to the new player that subbed on. Cannot get there, and it's going to be a throw-in for Internacional. Llame ya. Error here from Fullerton, but the ball goes for Inter. Luke Rayleigh gets the ball now. This is going to be Sandro. Sandro tiro, goal! Oui, Baguette. It's the Frenchman scoring. Inter up 2-1. My apologies if my French is offensive to French nationals. I got the nod from Sandro's dad right here saying thank you. I will try to cut this highlight for you. And this is more what a lot of people in the home crowd are used to. Inter being on top. And let's see if they can capitalize on this and keep the lead and build on this lead. We know goal difference ends up mattering a lot in the race to finish in first place and get, home field advantage for playoffs. I will say this is just some insider information. I'm not too sure how familiar the Fullerton players are with one another. I was in the restroom and overheard some players asking, "Oh, what's your name? Nice to meet you." So this could be the first time some of these players play together. And I'm allowed to talk about this because I experienced this. That was going to be a foul on Luke the Juke Rayleigh. Haven't seen a lot of juking from Luke. Hope it's not a thing where the captain armband is a little heavy. But he does have big shoes to fill. And those are the shoes of Capi Brent Zuniga, who's standing there on the sidelines. You know he wants to play, but you know you have to take care of your body and be 100%. That's a missed tackle, but no, the referee says keep playing. Referee gets in the way, but the play goes on. And Inter waiting patiently, not pressuring, inviting the team to come out. And I don't know if I'm missing something. I don't think that foul warrants the overreaction I'm seeing from the center back. Maybe it does. I'm not the one playing, but it looked like just the player got in the middle, in front of Spencer Hoyle, who was running. It was a foul. It was awarded a foul. Let's keep it playing, fellas. Throwing for Fullerton. A lot of options available off the bench. You have Laszlo and James, who are both 17 years old. You have Justin Sage, who usually comes on in one of the center mids position. AJ, who has a mean lefty and has scored a couple bangers in this very field. And then you have Chris Borden, who is just a natural baller, and to have him available off the bench is insane. And again, you have Capi Brent Zuniga. Not sure if he'll get playing time today, but he is available in the case that you do need a center back. Fullerton here, but it's James getting in the way of that. Teagan here, and this is Spencer Hoyle. Spencer Hoyle scanning the field, driving the ball up. A lot of space for Spencer Hoyle. Spencer's going to take the shot. Tiro para donde el arquero. But again, all this space given to Spencer. And here he goes, trying to pressure up top. Great move here, though. The ball keeps rolling in Fullerton's favor. Gets the through ball here, but that's going to be a little too much. And Aiden comes out. But there's a deflection. Chance for Fullerton. Tiro gol! No! No puedes fallar esa. Ya van dos. A la tercera nos vamos. A mistake from Inter and another sign of God, or whatever you want to call it. But the ball does not want to go in for Fullerton. I don't even know if that's a mistake. It's more of an accident. That was a little weird. You don't see that every day. But, man, la que falló Fullerton. That would have been the tying goal. Ethan trying to play it quickly. Finds Sandro. Gets the ball to Luke. Is looking again for Ethan. Risking the ball in the middle, and this is a mistake, and it's going to be Sandro. Passes it to Luke Rayleigh. Luke, no. Ay, las falladas que estamos viendo. I was requested to drop highlight reels, but this is going to be bloopers now. A lot of misses in this match. And again, ladies and gentlemen, you got to make sure you eat before you play so you have the full energy and fuel your body. Luke Rayleigh. I'll forgive this one, but I want to see two later. Emmett clears the ball there. And a golden opportunity. Sandro could have had 2 assists and a goal. That would have been a great stat line for the Frenchman. So far, I will say player of the match for me based on stats. It is Sandro on assist and a goal. Long throwing into the box. Palmer clears that out. And it's Ethan here looking for Sandro. Sandro touches it over to Teagan, who gets the touch in. And this is Luke and sends the ball over to Spencer Hoyle on the right-hand side. Spencer cannot get their good idea. And if he would have gotten there, it could have been a dangerous situation for Internacional. Emmett, not sure what he did there, but Edwin getting to the ball. And the ball's going to be out of bounds. Throw in for Inter. Emmett has James, finds James, and it's a little short. And great dummy here from Palmer. Palmer, great touches here from Inter. Bonito fútbol se está viendo ahorita. James to Teagan. This is Palmer in the middle. Palmer finds Sandro, and Sandro has space. Great through ball for Spencer Hoyle. It's a one-on-one tiro. No, Dios mío, ¿qué estamos viendo? ¿Qué está pasando aquí en Mission Bay High School? I blame the wind. I blame the gods. But there are more misses than goals in this match. And you don't see Spencer Hoyle missing this much. The reaction of the crowd says it. The reaction of head coach Politok says it. This game should have at least 6 goals already. Vamos, Inter. Vamos, Fullerton. We want to see some goals. Still 2-1. Forgive my overreactions, but another mistake here. This could be good. Fullerton passes it over on the left-hand side. Emmett trying to get there. Shot deflected and cleared by Spencer Palmer. And here comes Luke to Sandro. Back to Luke. Copy Luke. Has Emmett on the right-hand side. Emmett with options. Passes it to Fullerton. And Fullerton with the great interception. And that's going to be ball still rolls in. Edwin gets in the way of that. It's going to be a throw in for Fullerton. Like I was saying, excuse my overreactions, but those misses are just incredible. Now I will for sure dedicate some time to record those and post those up. Just kidding. Fullerton trying to build something and make something happen, but other than that first goal and the miss they had, it's been kind of tough. Ethan, great moves here. Luke to Sandro. Sandro can spin it, doesn't get the chance to do that. But if the ball would have gone over on the left-hand side to Fuson, it could have been dangerous. And we have the disciples here. Doesn't switch, wants to get the shot. Great through ball, intercepted by Edwin, and great read there from the center back, who's had to step up a lot in the absence of Brent Zuniga. Inter here, building something. This is Spencer Hoyle on the left-hand side. This guy's just everywhere on the field today. Says, let's just play it back. Let's reset. A lot here. Moving the ball around. This is Emmett trying to get to the ball. Does get there. Edwin to Aiden. Brent Zuniga is the player warming up right now for Internacional. He tried to look for the through ball over to Luke and telling Edwin, send it a little higher up to get behind the defensive line. That's going to be out. It is going to be a throw-in. Edwin has Sandro right there in the middle. Goes over to Palmer instead. It's always very weird seeing a number 11 playing center back and a 10 playing defensive mid, but it's okay. Sometimes that's the shirt you get, and you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. Throw in, ball back in action. Great move here. Tegan's going to take the shot. Tiro! See, that's a miss that we're okay with. It's a great opportunity. It's a great shot. It's un tiro desviado. The score is still 2-1. We have 5 minutes left in this first half, plus whatever the ref wants to add for the injury that happened. Hoyle here in between two, cannot get through, but does intercept the ball. And this is Luke Rayleigh. This is a 3-on-1. You got Ethan over on the left-hand side. Ball goes through, and it's deflected, and it's going to be a corner kick. And that was a 3-on-1 opportunity for Inter, and they could not finish or get a shot off. I'm not going to lie. I've seen a lot of Inter games in the last 6 years. And this is probably one of the ones that I've seen with a lot of misses. They still have a 2-1 lead. And they still control this game. And have had the most opportunities. And there's an important play or interesting play that could happen. Sandro, the Frenchman. Game, but the referee stops the game and is talking to a Fullerton player. Says no, play can resume. Let's see if Inter can build something from here. Sandro takes the cross. Goes to, that was Tegan. The ball goes over the bar. Good opportunity. And Inter having the high press a little bit now, knowing that they can steal the ball and create a dangerous opportunity. It's just having to take advantage of those dangerous plays you create. But here comes a good ball for Fullerton. Right winger cuts in, cuts back out, takes the shot. Tiro. Nada para nadie. Ball goes through to the center back, who surely won't make a mistake. And Fullerton closing themselves in, and Ethan steals the ball now. And this is Luke. Fades away towards goal, gives it to Spencer Hoyle. Spencer takes on one, is going to get the cross in, gets the cross. This is Sandro. Sandro with the shot. The kick is good. That is 3 points for Inter. That's not the rules of the game. It's a goal kick for Fullerton. Ball goes over. Jacob Fuson asking for a foul there. But it's a throw-in. And it's James who sends it out to Edwin. And gives it over to Palmer. Is your registration your car registration expiring, you need to renew it, but it's that time of the year and you need to do a smog check. Check out Smog Express in PB and ask for Alex Jr., where they will definitely take care of you and do a very, very sufficient smog check so you can get your registration for the car that you already own and have to pay to register every year. Why? Who knows? But check out Smog Express over in PB and ask for Alex Jr. Great ball here over for Ethan. La alcanza, sí la alcanza, but the center back gets in the way and clears it out. And headers it up to nobody but to Palmer. And Palmer back to Edwin, who's not going to play it back to the goalkeeper, but to Fuson on the left-hand side. Fuson to Spencer. To Sandro. We're trying to see a build-up play here. It's beautiful. Here comes Fuson on the left-hand side. Fuson gets the pass deflected by the center back. Spencer Hoyle is going to let it spin out for a corner kick from the right-hand side here. We're 15 seconds away from the end of regular time. This could be the last play in this first half. Frenchman Sandro also taking the cross. You see the flags. The wind is blowing. Sandro crosses in, gets to Spencer. Spencer back to Sandro. Another chance for a cross. Sandro gets the cross. Chilenita! Luke the Duke Rayleigh almost connects perfectly and almost sends that ball to the back of the net, but it goes over, and it's a goal kick. And the center back arguing with the ref. Again, not sure why. You were nowhere near that play, but he's really upset, and I hope he doesn't lose his head. The ref says that is game, that is halftime. San Diego Internacional up 2, Fullerton 1. We'll be right back with the second half. And check out the San Diego FC post-match press conference from last night and hear Mikey Varas talk about his team's performance on a 3-3 draw.
Thank you for your time, Mikey. In this game, could you just take me through the successes in the first half where it seemed like offensively you were having success between the defensive and midfield line, and then what happened towards in the second half where Cincinnati seemed to bunker down, and your take on the last instance of this match as well?
Yeah, I think overall we made a lot of really good plays in the game, and we played more or less a game that you would feel pretty good about winning. But unfortunately, we just didn't make enough plays, from defensive, considering how many shots they had and how many times they actually got hold of the ball to concede 3 goals. Like, we can't be okay with that. And then when we score 3 goals at home, it's got to be 3 points. Ultimately, proud of the group because they turned the result around and kind of against the run of play where they got ahead of us 2 different times. And then it's last play of the game, and ultimately, we got to close the game better. We got to make that play. That's a play that has to be made. We kind of we drop lower than we've ever dropped on a defending corner or a defending kickoff, and then we have to take a duel. We lose the duel. They score the goal, and that's the gut wrencher right there.
And so with that, what is the message to the group after the match in those moments in order to make sure that they are also built up to move forward in this in a teaching moment, but what's also the learning experience for the group as well?
Yeah, that's the focus, is that we have to learn from these moments. As much as they suck and everybody's going to be pissed off about it, we have to learn from it, and we have to mature as a group from it, because we experience a lot of things for the first time together, these kind of situations, right? And ultimately, we need individual guys also to mature so that they are more ready to make plays. Because I think the way the run of the game goes, this should be a comfortable win, and it ultimately ends up being a tie. So the challenge is to say we got to close games better, because it's now too many games where we left points on the table. We have to be upset about that. And we have to make sure that we mature from it. Ultimately, what I also told them was that, at least the neutral news is that we continue to accumulate points, where we were in a rough patch where we weren't getting points. And now we are accumulating points, and where we are compared to the playoff line is very tight now, which is important, because I think the way results were going for a little bit, we were at a little bit of risk of creating a gap between us and where that line is, and now the line is very tight. So it's about taking these learning lessons very quickly and being ready for a game against probably the best team in the league right now, who came here and knocked us out of playoffs last year, and making sure that we're coming here ready to take 3 points.
And then could you take me again through the tactical differences between the first half and second half, where you were able to go ahead and attack differently and get into those spaces where Cincinnati did closing?
First half, I think they tried to set a little bit of a higher line against us, and I think they had some trouble defending us in that way. And then in the second half, especially when they get the goal, they go back a little bit, and they make it more of a low block game. But I think the guys overall did a pretty good job creating chances. We created, 1.78 XG against a back 5 team that came here to defend. I think that's pretty good. The main details from a tactical perspective was we just didn't make enough plays in ball recovery to make sure that we didn't concede.
Mike, you've been committed to playing young players, and you have them all over the field again tonight. First goal, second goal were both errors from 19-year-olds, and I haven't seen the third goal enough to know if Monty was partially or wholly responsible for that. But are these just the growing pains you have to go through when you play young guys, and you have to just sort of, they're going to be nights like this where they're going to make some mistakes and you have to swallow?
100%. And it doesn't make it any. It doesn't soften the blow. Like, you still have to be really upset that you lost the game, but you can't microwave development or experience. Like, that's not how it works. You need to live these experiences. You need to play these experiences. You need to mess up. You need to then be challenged. Can you do better? Then you need that opportunity to show that you can be better. And we have by far the most minutes for players under 21 in the league, and I know everybody wants a finished product very fast in life. That's the world we live in right now, but that's not our mentality. Our mentality is to make sure that we create something that's sustainable. So while we go for the win every single game, we also know that as long as we take the learning lessons during the hard times, that these will eventually help those players be much better players in the future, and also us be a much better team. And that's no excuse because our job is to win games, and we're always disappointed when we don't. But at the same time, we know there's a larger picture at play here when you have this many young players playing.
And you mentioned Vancouver, your next game. Do you have any thoughts on the situation going on with them? I mean, it's so public about are they going to move it, not going to move it. Can you imagine what it must be like trying to play for a team that has that kind of distraction?
Yeah, I don't think it's. I think the players are able to focus on the day to day because there's just so many things that are outside of their control. And I think the main thing that you see there is that the fans in the city are really behind the team and the club, and I think that helps a lot because that's probably the bigger friction points when it comes for the players. But when they see that their fans are behind them, I think they go, okay, we're just going to play as hard as we can. And ultimately, I can imagine in that locker room, because though so many things are outside their control, they've probably said like, hey, if this is our last run here, let's make sure it's one to remember. And that can also create a huge sense of motivation. We all look for these kind of storylines, and on our end, it's, they're flying right now. They're a top team, really well coached, really great players. And they knocked us out last year, and so we want the opportunity to level up.
Mikey, en español, ¿sí me podría decir las cosas, aspectos positivos tácticamente y también los difíciles y cómo vivió esos últimos instantes con su gol y luego el gol para empatar?
Ya, creo que con balón hemos hecho un buen partido donde causamos mucho daño a un buen equipo que juega con línea de 5. Creo que mostramos otra vez que podemos ser muy dominador en la creación de ataque. Metimos 3 goles. Podríamos haber metido varios más, pero al mismo vez el presión salió muy bien, pero en las vamos a decir, pocas instantes donde Cincinnati tuvo el balón y pudo crear demasiado peligro y no pudimos pararlos de hacer los 3 goles, y esto lo tenemos que ver al nivel de detalle para mejorar, porque es imposible que no ganamos este partido con un partido un poquito más completo. Y bueno, cuando marcas el gol para estar ganando en el momento y sabes que lo único que viene es esta pelota, ya un poquito difícil para comerlo porque bajamos demasiado nuestra línea, nunca hemos hecho esto, entonces tenemos el duelo casi en el área. Y sin el grupo junto, el grupo, algunos haciendo una cosa, algunos haciendo otro, y después nos ganamos el duelo y no nos perdonan. Y ese es el momento que vivimos. Y esto duele mucho, pero a la misma vez tenemos que aprender de estos momentos para ser mejores jugadores, mejor entrenador y mejor equipo en el futuro.
¿Y qué fue el mensaje para los chicos después de este partido? Como mencionó, algo de un aprendizaje.
Ya, el mensaje fue: tenemos que cerrar los partidos mejor porque hemos dejado demasiados puntos en la mesa en partidos donde íbamos ganando. Esto es al nivel individual, pero también al nivel de equipo. Y esto tiene que doler, tenemos que estar muy enojados con este resultado. Pero también tenemos que ver que en los últimos partidos hemos sumado puntos y estamos cerquita a esa línea de playoff, que siempre es el reto, y tenemos que usar esta semana para cerrar esta primera parte de la campaña de la mejor manera posible contra un muy buen Vancouver.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Mikey.
Thank you, gracias.
Thank you. Yes, could you just take me through the positive aspects of this match on the attacking side as a whole, and can you also take me through those last instances where you get yourself another goal and put your team up, but then on the converse side you see the concession for the draw?
Yeah, if we start on the positive side, we score 3 goals. I think we play a very good game, most of the games, strong, coming back from behind twice. 3 goals at home should be a win. So that's the positive thing. And then the frustrating thing is that we have to sit here once again saying that we play good football and scoring 3 goals, but we don't get the results. So that's pretty tired of that.
And what's your message as a leader in that locker room, not just as a captain, but just a leader, also being able to score as much as you have been in the last couple of games, but once again, like you said, in this moment of a frustration, what's the message to the group as a whole?
Yeah, we just need to mature up a bit. It's been too many games, so we all know that it can happen once or twice during the season, but it's too many times, and that's something we need to work on, and be more clever, stay to our principles even in the last 5-10 seconds. So we need to find that balance, having our clear principles, stay with them the whole game, and then be better at game management.
And Mikey and Pedro mentioned that in those last 10 seconds, the line dropped a little bit further than they usually do. You found yourself in the center mid position, almost center defensive position. Could you take me through those final 10 seconds for you?
Yeah, I dropped a little bit to be in front of the defensive line, and we end up dropping too much. The distance gets too big. They're ending up in a 2-against-2 situation in the box, and then everything can happen. So that's not something we want to do on a kickoff. We want to get into pressure, push up our line, and then if they put it all the way back there, Duran will be there to take care of it. But yeah, that's the game management that we need to work on.
And apologies on the delay, but we are back here from Mission Bay High School. So I was trying to figure out the camera angle, but we are back. We're better than ever. Still 2-1 San Diego Inter. And I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot to restart the timer, but we're gonna assume it's about to be a minute. A chance here for Fullerton to get out, but it's goes out of bounds for San Diego Internacional. It's still 2-1. And the ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for Inter, for Fullerton. My apologies. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the angle is not how I want it. Fullerton here with the ball, but it's into the possession of San Diego Inter, who clears it out. Aiden. And this is Luke Rayleigh. Luke looking for someone, takes in. Luke takes the juke. This is going to be Sandro Tiro! Sandro! That calls for 4 wee-wees. Wee-wee. That's 6. Give him 6. 2 goals, 1 assist. Sandro, take a bow, young man. 3-1 San Diego Inter. You don't believe me? We have proud Papa Sandro right underneath here, smiling. And what a night for the young Frenchman. That's the way you want to start the half. That's how Inter sets the standard. And now it's a matter of how you finish and control this. That was a great move from Luke Rayleigh, who got the assist and sends the through ball perfectly for Sandro, who gets the finish. And now Sandro is on pace to get a hat trick as well. I don't know if I've ever seen a Sandro hat trick. And we've seen this young man grow into a great starter and a great weapon for San Diego Internacional. He went from a bit of an immature player, and I will say that he was getting yellow cards pretty much every game, and will be a bit of a hothead to now being a very, very strong player. This is Spencer Hoyle trying to force his way through the defenders, and that's just not how physics work. You can't just physically teleport through someone. Although it almost feels like Spencer Hoyle tends to be able to do that somehow. No substitutions for Internacional, at least not that I saw. That seems to be really the style that Fullerton likes to play, is just kind of drive the ball forward and hope for the best up top, and hasn't really worked out quite well in their favor. Fuson finding Luke, back to Fuson. As they call him in the field, Foos. I will not be calling him Foos. There's Hoyle over to Ethan on the left, on the right side. Cuts in, takes on two players. Ethan gets in. That's going to be a pass deflected by the center back. And now Fullerton trying to do a counterattack, but Edwin intercepts that very well and wins a foul. The referee says play on. Actually, no foul was even awarded for an advantage. This is Palmer now with the ball. Palmer finding Spencer Hoyle over on the right-hand side, does find him. And that's actually going to be a corner kick now for Inter. It's going to be Sandro coming over to take the cross and could make this a second assist, perhaps. Sandro with the cross header from James. Cannot get there. Here comes a cross, and this is Luke Rayleigh, who's wide open. He's going to pass it back over to Spencer Hoyle. Actually, this is Jacob Fuzon. My apologies. James, back to Fuzon. Now Palmer, the ball lands to Spencer Hoyle. Spencer Hoyle takes on one. Spencer takes on two. Tiro gol. Facilita Spencer Hoyle and makes it 4 for Internacional. Takes on one and gets the easy finish. And Inter expand the lead by another goal. And I don't know about you guys. I was asking for goals, but I kind of missed the bloopers a little bit. It's going to be Tegan coming off. I believe that's Sage coming on with the number 5, and it's also James coming off, and it's Capi, Brent Zuniga back in action. We miss you, Capitan. Welcome back to Mission Bay High School, even though technically you didn't miss the last home game. Emmett fighting for that ball and does win it and somehow gets the pass that goes over to Ethan. And now it's Fluke. Has Jacob on the left-hand side overlapping, but gives it to Hoyle. Hoyle takes on one, takes on two. Gives it over to Ethan, and this is a good opportunity for Inter to make it 5. Ethan on the right-hand side gets the cross in. Ball goes through. Jacob. Fuson gets the shot. Tiro desviado para donde el arquero. That was a great shot from Jacob. An opportunity again for Inter. And something tells me the 5th goal is coming pretty close. And this is Luke with the great run. And Luke takes the shot. Tiro. Yes, it is. Make that 5 for Luke the Juke Rayleigh. Bailale, Luke. Bailale. And I just had a feeling the 5th one was coming. And that is 5-1 now. And that's 3 goals in 8 minutes for Inter. And we're more than likely going to see a couple more rotations from head coach Paltalk in a bit. And there's 2 17-year-olds on the bench for Inter today, Laszlo Garcia and James Corsetta, who I'm very interested to see how they play in this level. And a mistake here given, and it's going to be another one for Luke. Dame el segundo, Luke, tiro, gol! Otro de Luke Rayleigh. 6-1. And all right, I think we can bring back the bloopers. We're enjoying those for a second. But something that Matty Paltalk told this team, it resonated with the players, and they said, all right, we don't want to condition during the week. Let's score some goals. We have 2 substitutions. Center back Edwin is coming out. It's going to be Justin, I believe, that comes on to play the center back role. And then it's Ethan on the right-hand side that comes off. And I believe that is 21, Chris Borden. If I'm not mistaken, that is Chris. They don't give me numbers, so I always have to figure it out by ear or by eyes. And here comes a long ball for Fullerton, who's trying to make something happen. A wave of goals just happened. Here comes a shot deflected by Capi Brent Zuniga. And this is Chris to Emmett. Sandro here with the ball. Cuts in, cuts out, sends it over on the right-hand side. That is Sage to Emmett, to Sandro. Emmett makes a bad pass, and it's a chance for Fullerton, but that is Palmer getting there. And now Sandro takes the ball. Sends the back heel over to Spencer Palmer. Spencer, great through ball here, looking for Chris, but it goes a little too far back. Perdón, me quedé dormido en la cámara. We're back. Justin here with the ball over to Jacob Fuson on the left-hand side now. Jacob, pass it back to Sage. Sage. Long ball here from Palmer. Cannot find Chris. And that's going to be into the territory of Capitan Brent Zuniga. And that's what that first half was missing. The voice of Brent Zuniga just guiding his team. Jacob finds Luke. Now it's Luke and Sandro who are looking for a hat trick, and get this. The defender saying that is all ball, but it is a foul because the ref called it a foul. Whether we agree whether it was all ball or not, it's irrelevant. It was called a foul. Inter decides to play it quickly. Oil, hard tackle there, but the ball lands into the feet of Capitan Zuniga. Fuson with the ball. 1-2. Sandro cuts in, loses the ball here. But Palmer gets it back, and Palmer drives forward. And the ball gets a little bit away, but Emmett gets there. This is Chris taking on 1, taking on 2. Chris goes through. Chris 3. That's going to be a push, and it's going to be out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick, and Chris turning on the wheels there a little bit. There we go. Now the angle's fixed, y'all. That's a little better. I'm okay with that. Goal kick here for Fullerton. The ball lands there for Luke. Luke takes the shot. Parada del arquero. Ball still in. And Chris cannot connect, and that's going to be a corner kick for Internacional. Looks like we're going to have a substitution in a little bit for Inter. I believe that's AJ that's going to be coming on. And the last 2 players to come on for Inter are going to be the 17-year-olds, Laszlo and James. Have to wonder if they'll get minutes, which I'm assuming they will, especially with a 6-1 lead. Not sure what the ref is writing down. Maybe the substitution. Oh, I think it was a yellow card. And it's one of the defenders that has been talking a little bit to the referee. Here comes Sandro, ready for the corner kick. Sends that back, and there's going to be a shot from out the box into the hands of the goalkeeper. Shot was from Palmer. We have a good, clear kick here from Fullerton, looking for the attacking player. It's going to be a throw-in now. It's going to be a substitution. Now it is number 8, AJ, coming on, and it's going to be Luke the Duke Rayleigh smiling because he wanted the hat trick. He wants the hat trick, and it's not going to happen tonight. Luke Rayleigh comes off. AJ comes on. And Maddie, if you can hear me and you're watching this, let a player get a hat trick. It's great for ratings. You know who's still on track to get a hat trick tonight? Frenchman Sandro. Will it happen? Stay tuned and find out. Still got plenty of game left. Fuson to Sandro. Long ball here from Palmer, but the ball goes into the hands of the goalkeeper. You know, some could say that you could have kept Luke to get the hat trick. I will say, had he not missed the one in the first half, he probably could have had 4. Battle of the goalkeepers from one to the other. Great touch here from Palmer. Now Sandro on the left-hand side to AJ. AJ, fresh legs coming on. Passes it back. This is Fuson. Fuson, another pass. Sage. Back to AJ. AJ has a good lefty. Cuts back, passes it over. This is Sandro. Sandro gets the cross. He's looking over for believe that was Chris. A little too much salsa on those tacos. I really hope Sandro scores another goal because I just thought of another French word that I want to use. And I will only say it if he scores again. AJ here with the ball. Has Fuson on the left-hand side. A little too much. Wasn't ready for that. It's going to be a goal kick. Looks like we're going to have the substitutions of the kits coming on to play. It's going to be Laszlo and James coming on. Giveaway here from Sandro. But it's one on everybody and not a lot of movement up top for Fullerton. And against these guys on tired legs, they don't have substitutions available. And this could be Sage winning a throw-in. And that is it. Not another French word will be given to myself tonight. Sandro's coming out. And then also Spencer Hoyle coming out for the 17-year-olds, Laszlo and James. Young players, Coach Palpalatok. Excited to see what these players get to do. I am going to assume number 4 is Laszlo and number 7 is James. Nobody confirmed that with me, and I will try to hear the players calling for the players' names. AJ here fighting for the ball. Palmer was going to put a full 90 today. Who's on here? When you look at the 11 that Inter have right now on the field, and this is still a very strong 11. You have Chris Bordon on the left, who's an absolute baller. You have AJ, who can definitely hold his ground and start in this team as well. This is Chris. There's a chance. Tiro, tiro, goal! Goal! And it's one of the kids. I will confirm if that was Laszlo or James. I'm going to say maybe that's Laszlo. But it's 7-1 now, Inter. And the ref telling a player from Fullerton that you're this close to being sent off, and the player says, "Do it." I would have sent the player off if they challenged me like that. Well, one of the 17-year-olds gets on the score sheet here with a great shot. To me, could have looked a little offsides, but it wasn't because the ref didn't call it. That was James. Thank you. James Gorsetta gets on the score sheet. Thank you for the confirmation there. Sandro still plays for Inter. He got an assist and 2 goals tonight. People in the comment section asking about that. Yes, sir. Sandro still plays for Inter. Regular starter for Inter, actually. AJ here over to Justin. Justin gets the poke talk over to Fuson, and Fuson, the wheels turn on now. Gets over to Laszlo. Laszlo. Great move here from the 17-year-old Laszlo. And again, for a high school age athlete to come on and play at the UPSL level, it's not easy. And the substitution for Fullerton, this was the backup goalkeeper coming on as a field player, number 21. It's okay, human son. I know you had a game. It's okay. Here comes a chance for Inter. It's going to be a corner kick. How'd you guys do against Nashville? Did you get to score? Sorry about the Luca, by the way. Here comes a corner kick. AJ takes the cross. It's going to be a little too much, and it's going to be Laszlo trying to go for it, but cannot get there. We have 20 minutes left in this half. And by this half, I mean the remaining of the game. Goal kick for Fullerton. Fullerton will definitely need to sign players this offseason because their bench is empty. So, yeah, a team that's definitely looking for players. And again, for those barely tuning in, the first half ended 2-1 on Inter's side, and there was a lot of pretty bad misses. And Inter started the second half with 3 goals in 8 minutes. I believe it might have been 4 in 10. Fullerton here trying to build something, but AJ gets in the way of there, and Fuson passes it over to Stage. A little too long, but Laszlo here. A chance for AJ. It's going to be an offsides call here. Laszlo could have seen it a little earlier. This would have been behind midfield line. It would have been onside. Then up top, we have James, who scored the 7th goal at just 17 years old. Laszlo up top as well at 17 years old. And then we have Chris Borden on the right wing side, who didn't start this game. Has SD tried to sign Chucky? I did talk to head coach Papalo, talk about the Chucky Lozano situation with San Diego FC, and he will send communication that He could come on loan. They cannot pay him anywhere near the 9.3 million that SDFC are playing Chucky Lozano. But Coach Rapalatok did confirm that he would be interested in having him possibly as a water boy for Inter or a ball boy to get the balls that go past the goals. So again, San Diego Inter will be sending communication over to San Diego FC to see what they can do about Chucky Lozano. Will Chucky Lozano come to Mission Bay? He lives pretty close by. Oh man, oh wait, here comes a cross and a chance for Fullerton, a chance, tiro, parada aquí de Fuson, and is going to try to send James and Laszlo on the run. I bet you that would make some sort of headlines. UPSL side in San Diego reach out for the loan opportunity for Chucky Lozano, and something tells me that Chucky Lozano, for the poops and giggles, will definitely do something like this. AJ here sends Laszlo, and that's going to be offsides. That was an opportunity for number 4, Laszlo Garcia, to go on a one-on-one against the goalkeeper. Great interception here from Emmett. And he looks for James, and James could score at second one. James, firma la gol! El segundo del Morro. James gets the 8th in the match, and it's a brace for the kid. And these kids can ball. James Corsetta scores the 2nd of the night for him and the 8th for Internacional. Y ya estás una paliza. I believe someone's asking for a mercy rule. It does not happen here in soccer. I think you're asking current UPSL standings. Nomads, I believe they won today, so they have 19 points and they stay in first place at the moment. City SC are with 16 points as well in second place. Inter with only 6 games played. This would be the 7th at 15 points. This would put him at 18 points and in second place with the game behind Nomads. So Inter are in full control of finishing the season in first place. Their toughest game would be against Nomads, and that would be the last game of the regular season. James here with the great move over to Jacob Fuson. AJ trying to make the run, but Fuson finds Chris. And this is Chris. And the goalkeeper comes out and clears it out. We're a point behind first with game in hand. Yep, that's it. It's going to be a throw in here from Fuson. So again, San Diego Internacional in full control to end the season in first place. Here comes a shot from far out. Nothing to worry about. And Aiden is going to be taking his time to get to that ball. Inter 8, Fullerton 1. Goals today, we have 2 from newcomer James. 2 goals by Sandro. 2 goals by Luke, the Juke Rayleigh. A goal by Spencer Palmer. and one by Spencer Hoyle. And this, the Inter do not crack the Modelos. That is the Brujos. The Brew Club. San Diego Inter Brew Club. Over 30 team that plays Sunday Liga Papaki. They're a dominant team. Great long ball here, and that's going to be Chris who gets the pass deflected. It's going to be Fuson who gets the shot, but it's blocked. And a chance here. Tiro golazo! Great volley. And I believe that is Sage who gets the 9th of the game. Inter, por favor, déjenlos descansar. Nueve goals, 7 of those in the second half. And again, I will ask Coach Papalchuk what the message was, because that message resonated and it hit, and these players said, oh boy, we got to score. Will we see 10? Will we get to double digits tonight at Mission Bay High School? We might. Interception here. This is Chris. Looking for, that's going to be a foul. And this is also the times where the opposing team can lose their head, get upset, and cause a dangerous foul that could potentially hurt someone. So hopefully the referees keeps an eye on that. Most goals Inter has scored this season in a game was 7, and that was here at home against San Marcos. That was a 7-1 game. We're 9-1 right now. And I am absolutely a betting man, and I would absolutely bet that Inter gets another one before the night ends. This is Chris lining up to take the shot. Takes the shot into the wall, gets another shot. Tiro, goalkeeper, gets his gloves behind that and makes a save. And plays it very quickly into Zuniga territory that no one will ever pass. And Brent Zuniga is just the representation of Gandalf the Grey, who says, "You shall not pass." That is Brent Zuniga, Gandalf, the powerful. Palmer sends the long ball looking for Emmett. That's going to be a good ball if Emmett gets there. Does get there, gets the cross. Chilenita. Ay, ay, ay. James connects, but sends it to the moon. Some say that ball has not landed back on earth yet. Fullerton is not playing with 9 players. They have a full 11. James over here on the left-hand side gets the cross. Tiro! Is that a goal? That is a goal. It was offsides. No, that is a goal. That is 10. That's the 10 of the night for Inter, an assist for the 17-year-old. And I'm trying to see who scored that. I feel like it was Chris. James Garcetta gets an assist, and that is a goal by Chris Borden. 10-1. I don't know if I've ever seen Inter score 10. I feel like they have before. I'm not 100% sure. The score 8 1/2 is absolutely insane. And we still have over 7 minutes of playtime. And another interception here by Inter. Oh, dásela, Chris. AJ gives it to James. No, leaves it for Fuson, and it's going to be Laszlo who's going to finish and gets the goal. And that is the kids both getting on the score sheet. Laszlo getting the 11th of the night. That could have been a hat trick, but James does leave it behind. And they pass it over to Laszlo, who gets the tap in. And at this point, I don't know if Fullerton is trying. They're tired. Can we just let the clock run out so we can all enjoy the night and go home on a Sunday? Well, you know, Pau talk once more. And just to put this into perspective, San Diego Inter tonight have almost scored the same amount of goals that Fullerton has in the whole season. Fullerton has 13 goals with the goal tonight. In the season, San Diego Inter are 2 goals away from having the same amount in one night. And something tells me that they can get there. AJ on the left-hand side, Fuson cuts in, Fuson cuts out, takes on 3 players, and it's going to be a corner kick. Let that sink in. Fullerton has scored 13 goals this season. Inter has 11 tonight. That's absolutely insane. San Marcos FC has 6 goals in the season. Inter are about to double that in one game. Cross in. Ball lands. Tiro. That would have not been fair. We have people in the comments saying we want 13 goals. And I'll tell you that. They get to 13, that would be the 13th reason why for Fullerton. Chris here trying to dance with someone. The player does not want to dance with him. Fullerton trying to connect a couple passes together. The fact that Inter are still pressing up is diabolical, but it's part of the game. That's Brent Zuniga territory, who gets a bad touch there, and Fullerton has a chance to score one. Anybody know how long the drive to Fullerton is? Because this is about to be a long one for them. As the Inter Littles putting in work. That was right. 3 goals for the Littles. And AJ looking for the long ball here, and he's looking for Chris, who does not get there. Are any scouts at the game? I don't know if there are scouts at the game, to be honest. Not today, but never say never. When a team scores 11, that's something to keep an eye on. Great steal by AJ. This is Fuson trying to play the long ball again for Chris, and Chris trying to get very much involved still in this game. Chance here for Fullerton. That's going to be an offside. Next Saturday, San Diego Internacional will be playing on the road against Rebel San Diego, and then back on the road on the 30th against Temecula FC. And then we are back here on Saturday, June 6th for the last game of the regular season against the good old rivals Nomads, who are back this season in the UPSL. And that's going to be a game to watch, potentially a game to secure first place, obviously depending on the next couple of results for Inter. But that's going to be a game that could potentially be the championship game in the playoffs. Justin pushing up the lines here. Justin, the center back, getting between two players. And Sage stealing the ball from Justin, saying, no, you're not going to go anywhere. Fuson looking for Chris. Finds Chris, who finds Justin. Yes, dame el 12. Falta. Offsides. You have a minute left in this game. I don't think the ref will add any time. And if she does, the question would be why? Chris. Pass it over to Sage. Sage. Chris overlaps and sends him on the overlap. That was a good idea by Sage. Great defending as well. Go ahead, put in the comment section who you vote for player of the match. There are a lot of options tonight. Sandro had an assist and 2 goals. Luke had an assist, maybe 2 assists and 2 goals. James had 2 goals and I think also an assist. I don't know. There's a lot of players of the matches tonight. The great of the week will for sure be San Diego Internacional. At least that'll be my vote for tomorrow. And we reached the 90-minute mark, and that is game. San Diego Internacional 11, Fullerton Disciples 1. And boy, did they just witness a whooping by Internacional. Yeah, my name is Alejandro El Chiva Señor from the San Diego Futbol Familia, signing off from Mission Bay High School, and we'll see you all in 3 weeks to catch the last game of the regular season for Internacional. Have a great night, everybody.